What's up guys, my name's Brandon and welcome back to the 43rd jailbreak update video. And I know it's been a while, but we finally have some exciting news to talk about. So if you've been following this series, you know that it's been about a month since my last jailbreak update video. And the main reason for that is just because there hasn't really been much noteworthy news as of late. But you guys already know that when anything noteworthy or anything exciting happens in the community, I'm gonna be on top of it. I'm gonna bring you guys a video with the most reliable information. But anyways, let's go and get into this episode. So in this episode, we're gonna be talking about the new iPhone 10 iOS 11.1.1 jailbreak, whether or not we're going to see that jailbreak released to the public, what version you should be on right now if you are wanting a jailbreak, and more. So first of all, just to make things clear, we still do not have a jailbreak for iOS 10.3.x, so nothing above 10.3 has a jailbreak. Still the latest jailbreak, the latest version of iOS with the jailbreak is 10.2.1, and that's only for select devices, so the real last jailbreak was iOS 10.2. But just because a jailbreak hasn't been released for iOS 10.3.x doesn't mean that there's never going to be one. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on in this video. But now let's turn our attention to the main subject of this video, and that's the brand new iOS 11.1.1 jailbreak on the brand new iPhone 10. So today was the final day of the POC 2017 conference, and that stands for Power of Community. This is basically just a security and hacking conference that takes place every year in Korea. And presenting at this event was none other than the Keen Lab. So this is the same team that showed off the iOS 11 beta jailbreak a few months back at MOSEC 2017. Now they never actually released that jailbreak, and we'll talk about that again here in a second, but they actually presented where basically we thought Pengu was going to be releasing that jailbreak, but Keen Lab was actually the ones that presented it on stage at MOSEC 2017. But anyways, they were at POC 2017 today, and they did give a presentation, and they showed off a jailbreak for iOS 11.1.1 on the iPhone 10. So Lang Chen was the one on stage presenting for Keen Lab, and he proceeded to show off the iOS 11.1.1 jailbreak right here, as you can see on the screen, running on an iPhone 10. So yes, iOS 11.1.1 was literally just released yesterday, and it's already been jailbroken. Now I say that, but it's not like they found a new vulnerability in 11.1.1 and already have a jailbreak for it. That simply just means that it still hasn't been patched in the latest version of iOS 11. Who knows when they found this vulnerability and this exploit? Who knows how long this jailbreak has been working on iOS 11, but it's still present in 11.1.1. It has not been patched. So yeah, this is awesome to see. And you can see here on the video from the conference of the jailbreak actually being demoed. There's a Keen Lab application right there, and Cydia has shown running on the iPhone 10. Basically looks identical to what we saw with Yalu and Mock Portal, so it appears to be a semi-untethered jailbreak as expected. And again, this is just so great to see, and once again just proves that jailbreaking is not dead. I mean, there's been numerous jailbreak demos and public exploits released this year. Just because we haven't received a jailbreak in a while does not mean that jailbreaking is dead. I mean, there's still researchers, there's still teams out there trying super hard, putting in all this effort to find new bugs in iOS. Sure, it's getting harder to find vulnerabilities and create exploits and create jailbreaks, but the real reason that jailbreaking is kind of slowing down is because people realize that the support is the biggest and toughest part of releasing a jailbreak. That's why a lot of people don't want to mess with jailbreaks. That's why Luca Tedesco quit. He doesn't want to have to be the support person for a jailbreak. But once again, that does not mean that a jailbreak is never going to come again. I think that's just silly to think that a jailbreak's never going to come again, that jailbreak is just completely dead. I do not buy that at all. All right, so now that we've established that a jailbreak is possible on the iPhone 10 and on iOS 11.1.1, now let's answer the question I know you're wondering. Will this jailbreak actually be released to the public? Will I actually be able to jailbreak my iPhone 10? So the short answer is, I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody but the Keen Lab knows if this jailbreak is going to be released to the public. Now, Keen is known for showing off jailbreaks at conferences and then just never releasing them. But, they did talk about in the past in an interview with Forbes that they were thinking about releasing a jailbreak back in the day. So it's crossed their mind, you know what I mean? So it's possible that they still have the thought of releasing a public jailbreak, but at this point we just have no clue. And really it's a private jailbreak at a private event that was shown off. So I wouldn't really get my hopes up too high, but I would not say it's impossible for a release to happen. And again, what a lot of people don't realize about these private events is that these are private jailbreaks and private events. And that's just that, they're not meant to go outside of that room. Sure, there may be coverage that shows up on Twitter or Weibo or somewhere like that, but they're meant to stay private. And the whole reason that teams and security researchers show off things like this and don't release it is just to show what they're capable of. It's to show those people in attendance how they've done what they've done. It could also be for investors, outside investors, to see, what this team is capable of, so they may be able to put money behind them. I mean, there's just so many reasons a team would show off a jailbreak and then not release it. And I've covered this extensively in previous episodes, so I'm not going to go through every reason why they wouldn't release the jailbreak but show it again. So long story short, no, I would not expect this jailbreak to get released to the public, but it's not impossible, as the Keen Lab has talked about releasing a jailbreak in the past. You just have to keep in mind that this is a business for them. They're going to make business decisions, and if it makes more sense as a business to not release the jailbreak to the public, but to sell it or to get investments from somewhere or something like that, they're going to do that. So just always keep that in mind. Now on the flip side, if it does happen to get released, when would it get released? And the answer to that is probably whenever the bugs get patched by Apple. Now as far as an exact date for that, I have no clue because I don't know which bugs they're actually targeting and when they're going to be patched. But I would imagine if it did get released, it would be released after that. Because then all of a sudden those bugs are not valuable anymore since they've already been patched. So yeah, there's no date you could put on it or anything like that. But if anything else happens with the Keenlab, if you hear anything else, you can expect a jailbreak update video again on the channel. So make sure you are subscribed. Also have it over on Twitter first, so make sure you're following me over there. You can find that link down in the description below. So if you're one that only cares about public releases, this is a little bit exciting, but not really because you're kind of let down that they're not going to be releasing it. But if you care about jailbreaking as a whole, the jailbreak community as a whole, this is super exciting to see the next possibilities. It's just really cool to see people still cracking through Apple's extremely sophisticated software. Now, one thing you guys need to keep in mind is that there is a fake Keenlab website out there. I'm not even going to say the address of it, and I'm not even going to say, you know, all these fake Twitter accounts out there, but obviously do not believe anything you see online. If you don't see me retweet it or talk about it at all on Twitter, do not believe what you're seeing. There's fake websites out there, fake Twitter accounts, fake Facebook pages, everything. Do not believe any of it. Keenlab would never have a website where it shows you how to jailbreak and talk about an IPA or anything like that. So do not believe any site showing anything like that. Again, if I don't talk about it on Twitter, it's probably fake. So now, if you are still waiting on a jailbreak, what's the best version to be on right now? And the answer to that is still iOS 10.3.1. Then the second best is iOS 10.3.2. Third best would be 10.3.3. Obviously 10.3.1 does have the highest likelihood, but it's likely for 10.3.2 as well. 10.3.3 is kind of less likely than 10.3.1 or 10.3.2, but obviously a lot more likely than iOS 11. Now, if you are currently on iOS 11 or above, unfortunately it's too late for you to go downgrade back to 10.3.3 or 10.3.x or anything earlier because Apple has stopped signing those versions. And even if you saved your SHSH2 blobs for iOS 10.3.x, but you're on iOS 11 now, unfortunately you're not going to be able to downgrade because you do need to be jailbroken for those blobs to work and downgrade to an unsigned version of iOS. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Now we know that the iPhone 10 and iOS 11.1.1 are able to be jailbroken, which is just great news. Now, it is great news to see that it's possible, but unfortunately, we're probably not going to be getting a public release from the Keenlab. We may see something from Pengu or Taiji or another team come along, but unfortunately from the Keenlab, it's probably not going to be released. But of course, now that we know it's possible, there's always going to be hope. So if you enjoyed the video and you want an iOS 11.1.1 jailbreak, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Also, make sure to subscribe for a lot more jailbreak update videos in the future. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter as well. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.